And what a nice surprise. Welcome to Instant Replay. I'm Rich King. For the first time since September of last year, we are talking about a Bears victory on the road. Maybe it was the cold weather in Denver that inspired the Bears to the big upset over the Broncos. The Bears snapping a 12-game road losing streak. Yesterday's snow was cleared from the field before the game, but it was still a bitterly cold day in Denver. 18 degrees at kickoff time, and Dick Duran found himself down quickly 7-0. Once again, though, Jerry Azum with a spark, the best in the NFL in kickoff returns. The former running back showing his great quickness in the open field. Gets it down to the Broncos 45, setting up a field goal. This was the usual roughhouse game. Brian Urlacher gets his bell rung. Helmet-to-helmet tackle there. The Denver Broncos. Also, Brian Urlacher hurt Chris Chandler, strained a shoulder in the second quarter, but still stayed in the game. 38-year-old veteran led the Bears to a field goal just before the half. Nice catch here by Marty Booker, setting it up. Working well in the 2-minute drill. And Paul Ettinger improved these out of his slump. He nails a 54-yard just before the half. Ties the longest of his career. The Bears grabbed the lead 10-9. There was bad news from the locker room. Chandler turned out shoulder injury, could not come back in the game, never took another snap. Make matters worse, the Bears lost the lead. Clinton Portis gets the free area there. Brian Urlacher missed the, got blocked out. Right sideline, so the Bears corral him at the 11-yard line. Denver kicks the field goal, leads 10-9. But Cordell Stewart then picked apart the number 2 defense in the NFL. He finds Desmond Clark here. Nice catch at the 5-yard line. This gives the Bears a chance to go ahead. It took 4 plays, but on a 4th and inches, Stewart lunges in, and the Bears led 16-10. The defense really didn't getting wired for the kill. Jake Plummer had no chance. Charles Tillman, another huge game for him. Hunts down Plummer on this one. He nails him one of 2 Bears sacks. And then the final nail in the coffin for the Broncos, a 47-yarder again by Ettinger. And the Bears show they have not given up. A good sign for Dick Duran and his coaching staff. They beat the Broncos 19-10. The Bears are now 4-7. Ettinger with a big day after he cost the Bears a game with a pair of misses last week. And give credit to the defense, which rattled Jake Plummer all game long. They had a chance, of course, to play for the Bears as a free agent. Cordell Stewart coming off the bench instead lead the Bears to the go-ahead TD in this one. The Bears showing lots of heart on hostile turf today.
We know we had a long shot, but if we went out, you never know what's going to happen. So that's what we're going to try and do. And we know it's a long shot, but we're not going to give up. You know, we play hard. There's a bunch of good character guys on this team, and we're just going to keep playing hard every game, see what happens.
We feed off each other's energy. Zoom make a big play, I'll make a big play, Mike Brown make a big play, Bobby Gray made a big play. We feed off each other's energy.
I mean, we just try to stay on the field. That was our main goal, trying to stay on the field and keep their offense off the field because they try to hold the ball for a long time. So the thing was try to get as many yards as we can and stay on the field, try to keep their offense off the field and their defense on the field, and I think it worked out for us.
So a big one, but with Chris Chandler's injury, you can bet today's game will add more fuel to the ongoing debate about the Bears quarterback derby. Dan Rowan was in the locker room today in Denver, try to sort things all out.
Bears fans had been clamoring for a different quarterback. Today, they got one. It just wasn't the quarterback they expected.
It's not about pouting and whining and moaning. It's about just sitting back and just waiting your opportunity. And whatever happens before, you know, if things don't work out well, you know, you have to sit there and stand there and be accountable when the opportunity comes, and it came. And, you know, we had a great time out there and we won.
When you get your chance, and it can come at any time, you don't want to let your teammates down. And he played like a professional today, and he did not let his teammates down. You know?
Stewart stepped in for the injured Chris Chandler at halftime to share the glory with the Bears' defense and kicking game. Denver's high-powered offense broke some plays, but only put 10 points on the board, none over the final 26 minutes. They brought the heat on Jake Plummer.
That was good. That was good. We knew coming in that they'd run a lot of boots and stuff with him, which they did early. And so we started to try to bring some things off the edge to try and keep him in the pocket. But the guys up front did a good job of getting after him and just kind of keeping it in bait, to say, you know, so to speak.
Overall, we hung in there. We bend but don't break. You know, that's how you got to be. And especially when you play an offense like that, you know, they're going to make some plays. We knew that coming into the game. It's how we reacted after they made those plays that counted.
And kicker Paul Ettinger knocked in 4 in a row, 2 from downtown. So the slump is over, if there ever was one.
Yeah, you don't want anybody bad, anybody talking bad about you, but, you know, it's gone now. I don't think anybody's talking about a slump now, so that's that.
At the end of the day here in Denver, this was the question. Which was the bigger shock? The Bears' upset victory or the fact that Cordell Stewart engineered it?
You always catch him with a smile on his face, and he's always talking positive. And when it was time to call on him, he came in and made the necessary plays and win the game.
The professional guy that, was benched or whatever you want to say, it didn't play. You can't say enough about him. You know, he's golden right now.
At Invesco Field, Dan Roan for Instant Replay.
Okay, look at the numbers. They don't tell you that much. Denver outgained the Bears on the ground and in the air. Anthony Thomas had just 60 yards rushing in the game. Chris Chandler was 8 for 18 for 79 yards. And Cordell Stewart was 7 for 15 for 47 yards, but he also rushed for 29. The Broncos did have more penalties. A couple of pass interference calls really hurt them. The Bears now come home to face the Cardinals next Sunday.
It's a tough place to play. Chicago Bears, who have lost 12 straight on the road, have won the toss for the first time in 10 games. Micah Noor kicking off to Jerry Azuma. Takes it at the 5 for Chicago. Azuma out across the 30 to the 32, 27 yards on the return. Chris Chandler making his 6th start of the season for the Bears. Cordell Stewart started the first 5 games. The men protecting Chandler, Gandy, Edwards, the 2-time Pro Bowler Cruz, Valerial, and Gibson. Anthony Thomas in the backfield. Booker and White, the wideouts. And the tight end is a former Bronco, Desmond Clark. Bears start from their own 31-yard line. The pitch to Anthony Thomas. And the A-Train still on his feet out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 4, setting up second down. 3 wide receivers set. Bears have to get to the 41 for a first down. On 3rd and 6. Chandler's pass is caught by Booker. He's close.
Yeah, he's going to be. Hold your eyes up here, Kenny. A bad record. You got to take him.
3 wide receivers set on first down from the 42. Thomas up the middle. Funneled up and initially by Donnie Spragan. They are ranked 14th statistically. Daniels, Traylor, Robinson, and Brown, who leads the team in sacks. Urlacher in the middle with the rookie Briggs and the 5th-year linebacker Warwick Holdman. Charles Tillman, 2nd-round draft pick out of Louisiana Lafayette. 3 interceptions his last 4 games. Micah Noor kicking off to Jerry Azuma. Takes it at the 4-yard line. Azuma still on his feet. Across midfield into Broncos territory. Finally tackled at the 45-yard line. A 51-yard return by Azuma. Johnny Rutledge finally brought him down.
Azuma, the leading kickoff returner in the NFC.
Brought that one back 51 yards. Play action. Chandler's pass caught by the tight end Clark. And the former Bronco brings it down to the 29-yard line. A 16-yard pass play from Chandler to Clark.
Well, I tell you, let's go back to the kickoff return. Azuma, watch the wedge right here. Watch Azuma get right behind it. And then, you know, then he's got strength there. I mean, this was a running back at New Hampshire. Walter Payton Award winner. And so people were asking Dick Duran this past week, you know, we've seen this from Azuma all year. Why not put him on offense? And, you know, he's probably right. Why not take a shot with that type of ability to break tackles and put him on offense?
Stanley Pritchett, the fullback. Pritchett inside the 20, forced out of bounds at the 19. Close to another first down as we check in for the first time.
Can't find a way to make a play at the end of the game. Pull one out. Detroit certainly has had their share of opportunities the last 3 years.
2nd and 10 from the 19. Pass complete to Terrell. Gain of just 4 down to the 15-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 6.
Chris Chandler even said, Rex Grossman, a lot to go through your mind as a rookie, almost like being a freshman in college, trying to get yourself set up.
Paul Ettinger, who has missed his last 3 attempts, is perfect from 33 yards out.
Day treat was always great because as a player you play 2 games in 4 days and then you got 10 days off after that.
10 days to digest after Thanksgiving. Plummer throws it away as he was under pressure from Warwick Holdman.
Said that the speed of the Chicago linebackers, we talked about Briggs and Urlacher, Warwick Holdman now back healthy. He's just going to come on a blitz here. Jake wanted to set up to the right, and the blitz got there before Jake defines the position.
Won 3 Super Bowl rings, 2 with the Broncos, 1 with the Ravens. 3rd down and 6. Plummer under pressure, down he goes. Bobby Gray, the strong safety with the sack, his first of the season.
And you're right about that part of the strong part, because Bobby Gray is a big guy. I mean, he's 215 pounds, and Greg Blash said yesterday, and he started because of the injury to Mike Green, that he is our best hitter. He's our best hitter in the secondary. And he just put some wood on time on Jake Plummer.
Only the 12th sack of the season for the Bears. They had 4 last week. For Micah Noor, his first punt the last 2 games. Did not have to punt at all last week in the rout of the Chargers. From the 11, R.W. McQuarters. McQuarters brought down at the 25-yard line by Dwayne Carswell. Super Bowl MVP trophy.
Well, that was nice of him. That's nice of him.
Tom said, I guess they did not realize it was my house. Stole a 27-inch television. That was it.
I think Tom Brady's still going to find a way to celebrate being in first place at 9-2 tonight.
Anthony Thomas out to the 38-yard line. Stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker.
For the number of years you can play is only 7 or 8 years at the most. You don't want to maximize those 7 or 8 years.
3rd down and 1. And Thomas has the first down. So the Bears move the chains early second quarter.
Or Keith Ballard, he doesn't like the coaches.
He came right out in the newspapers and said it. Criticized Mike Shanahan. There's White on the wide receiver screen, and White breaks free for a first down. Forced out of bounds at midfield by Kanoy Kennedy, a gain of 15 yards.
And the cutbacks. Watch Lance Briggs come off the outside. His job is to take care of the ball carrier, and then if Plummer pulls that ball out and comes back, that's what he's going to try and control. So they're going to try and blitz the outside, and woof, man, I tell you what, that's hat to hat, right? And that's just 2 Rams going right at it. I don't think I've ever seen Urlacher ever dinged like that before. He got right down on the curb with Clinton Portis to make that hit. He said he's all right if you read. I think I got that out of his lips. That's the strength of Portis. Turning on a dime and boom. Urlacher went down to meet him. Look at that. He went limp.
Urlacher replaced by Hunter Hillenmeyer, who was drafted by the Packers this year out of Vanderbilt. Portis out to the 11. Warwick Holdman, the tackle after a gain of just 2.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Baltimore staying in first place there in the AFC North.
Quentin Griffin now in the backfield. Off the play fake. Plummer complete to Rod Smith, but he's met immediately by the rookie out of Arizona, Lance Briggs. Gain of just 3, setting up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, you see Charles Tillman, he blitzed, and Rod Smith fills his void there. Lance Briggs is a talented player. And there has been weeks this year. Now, he had back spasms last week. He got poked in the eye. I mean, he was a mess last week. But there was weeks before that where he was beating Brian Urlacher to every tackle. And he was leading the team in tackles for 2 weeks in a row.
Lally in motion. 3rd and 6. Broncos have to get to the Bears' 19. And Griffin tackled back at the 22-yard line by Jerry Azuma, gain of 3. So Mike Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. Over at their own 30-yard line following the missed field goal. Jason Elam wide right from 40. Bears trailing the Broncos 7-3. The give to Anthony Thomas on first down, and he bursts up the middle for 8 out to the 38-yard line.
Trust your instincts and find the ball. You panic and you start reaching and grabbing, and that's what happened to Wall.
From the Broncos' 17-yard line, Thomas. And the 8 train gains 4 down to the 13 before he was brought down by Kelly Herndon.
Look, Denver's got the #2 ranked defense in football. We talked about their. You got to prove to them that you can shut down good receivers like the Bears have, and you got to go to them.
2nd down and 6. Chandler dumps it off to the fullback, Stanley Pritchett, who has the first down inside the Broncos' 5-yard line, a gain of 9.
And we were talking to John Shoup, the offensive coordinator of the Bears, and he said that he was going to roll Chandler out today. And he said the reason why was these 2 linebackers haven't seen a lot of football, and they get twisted up. And a bootleg is one way that they get twisted up. So Chandler at age 38 with 2 stiff legs has gotten outside a couple of times today and made a few good plays.
Chandler 4 years older than offensive coordinator John Shoup. First and goal from just inside the 5. Thomas.
Nice run.
Brought down at about the 1.5 by Al Wilson.
That's a good collision. This is the middle linebacker's play now. I mean, you can't get caught up in the soup. You got to stay low. You got to deliver the shoulder and run through him. The legs never stop. That's a good stop by Wilson.
Paul Ettinger broke out of his slump with a 33-yard field goal earlier. Ettinger connects from 23, pulling Dick Duran's Bears to within 1. 3rd down and 7. Broncos have to get to midfield for a first down. Plummer's pass is batted back. Alex Brown, 2nd-year defensive end out of Florida, got a piece of it.
1,000 pages of notes.
Yeah, but one of those hockey games was right here in Denver.
Right. The Avalanche and the Rangers.
Not a hard week of travel. From the 34, Chandler to the outside. And David Terrell reaching for the marker.
Stretch for a guy that has been beat up a lot in this league.
Bears need to go about 25 yards to get into field goal range. And a nice catch down at the Broncos' 43-yard line for a first down.
That was a good throw.
Marty Booker. And the Bears one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
Well, that's some catch. That's a chance for Lenny Walls there to get that ball out, and Booker wouldn't let him. Caught the ball like on his wing for those years.
2nd and 10 from the Broncos' 43. Pass caught down at the 36-yard line by the tight end Clark for a gain of 7.
A bit more oomph here.
His career-long 54-yard field goal. That was the kick that put the Lions out of the potential playoff spot a couple of years back. So Ettinger from 54. It's good. Ettinger nails it from 54 yards. There are still 3 seconds remaining. Ettinger with his 3rd field goal of the first half, and this one ties his career long. Remember, they did not attempt a 58-yarder at the end of the game last week against St. Louis. Ettinger felt that was out of his range, but hits this one from 54 yards.
You know, they are in the mile-high city, and it does do, I don't know what happens to the molecules in air and when it's cold, but
Quentin Griffin, who had that 23-yard run in the first half, has replaced Portis. 1st and 10 from the 11, and there's a negative run. Griffin is met in the backfield by Joe Tafoya for a loss of 3.
Well, that's how you stop the runs, is by penetrating and getting across the line of scrimmage and not letting him get to the line of scrimmage clean.
3rd down and 13. Plummer under pressure, steps up and throws complete to Smith. But a nice tackle made by Mike Brown. Gain of 8 on the play. And the Broncos will send out the field goal unit.
Well, Mike Brown saved that touchdown of Clinton Portis on the long run. And they just did the same thing with the coverage and the hit on Rod Smith. Keeping the Broncos out of the end zone. Rod Smith running just a shallow cross, and Mike Brown's a short tackle. Well, Chandler, arm in a sling right now, got a bad shoulder. We thought we saw something there at the end of the second quarter. Stewart's going to get a chance right here and bring this team back.
Jerry Azuma cutting to the outside. Had a 51-yard return earlier and brings this one back to the 44. This return 39 yards.
Well, I tell you, he's something special. He's a weapon now. I don't know if the Bears have ever, I mean, maybe Gale Sayers returned kicks for a while. I mean, probably since Gale Sayers, they haven't had a kick returner that looks like he could do something exciting every time he touches it.
So here comes Kordell Stewart out of the University of Colorado, right here. 8 seasons in Pittsburgh, started the first 5 games this year for the Bears. They won only 1 of those 5. He was replaced by Chandler, starting from the 44-yard line. Pass complete to Marty Booker. And Booker looks to have a first down. 3rd down and 3. And the give is to Bobby Ware, the rookie wide receiver out of Arizona.
I tell you, that Bobby Wade is an exciting kid. I mean, he's out of Arizona. He was a draft pick here, and that enthusiasm is infectious. And I talked to him before the game, and he got a chance to play when Marty Booker was hurt, and he loved it. I mean, he loved being out there. He doesn't care what the record is. He loves playing the game. And that was a big play, keeping this drive alive for the Bears.
So Wade on 3rd and 3 took the handoff from Stewart, picked up the first down. Anthony Thomas, gain of 2 down to the Broncos 33-yard line. Trevor Price made the tackle.
Just looking at this Broncos defense down there, you know, they for weeks. That was a good first game, week 5 of this season.
Broncos lost by only 1, 24-23. Anthony Thomas across midfield into Broncos territory, gain of 6.
I'm looking down there in the heart of this defense, Al Wilson. And, you know, he said that it's an understanding of what everybody does.
2nd and 4, Stewart got rid of it, and Stanley Pritchett picks up a first down at the Broncos 42.
Let's look at it here. Right in their face, and they're making the wide receivers beat them.
Off the play fake, Stewart rolling right on 2nd and 10. He takes off down to the 36-yard line. Despite not playing the last 5 games, Stewart still the 3rd leading rusher this season among quarterbacks. Stewart to throw on 4th down, and he finds his man, Stanley Pritchett, who picks up the first down at the Broncos 30.
Well, I tell you, good throw by Kordell Stewart, and a gutsy call.
Fans on their feet, 2nd down and 8. Off the fake to Thomas. Stewart's pass to Booker. Did he make the catch? He did.
Yeah.
Inside the 15-yard line. Marty Booker staying inbounds to make the catch.
Yeah, he came down and actually landed on his knees first. This is a comeback route. He drives off Lenny Wallace. Now watch him, he hit his knees here. See, he was actually like walking on his knees to get his hands under the ball.
Terrific athleticism by Marty Booker, picking up yet another Bears first down.
And you know, that's just an example of a good throw and a great comeback against great coverage. They've had to Terry Pierce and Ian Gold and John Moulton.
Spent last year on the Broncos practice squad. 2nd down and 9. And Stewart's pass is caught at the 5-yard line by the tight end Desmond Clark. Despite taking a hard hit, the former Bronco Clark spent 3 years here in Denver, made the catch. Just shy of a first down. It's Bears, 4th and inches.
Look at all the hands lined up right there on the goal line.
Stewart looks to go over the top, and he is in for the touchdown. Kordell Stewart on 4th and inches has given the Bears a 5-point lead.
He's got some...
Bears elect to kick the extra point, but not go for 2. 2 points. Broncos trailing by 6, begin from their own 28-yard line. Play action on 1st down. Plummer can't find anyone. Down he goes.
That's the rookie, Charles Tillman. And he was relentless in his pursuit of Jake Plummer. And again, the way to defend Plummer is to blitz off the outside, to stop any ability to come back and around. Comes right off the slaughter covering Rod Smith. Plummer thinks that he's free and clear, except right on his heels is Tillman. Tillman's going for that strip too. Jake did a great job of putting that ball in his left hand and not getting that ball knocked out.
First NFL sack for Tillman, loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14. Plummer over the middle, deflected. Lance Briggs got a piece of it as we send it to Los Angeles here in Denver.
Well, here's Jake down in the 4th quarter today.
Pass complete up at the 27-yard line to Delta O'Neal, former quarterback, now playing on offense.
But that's Lance Briggs. He just made 2 plays in a row. Talked about his speed at the open. Now, he was out a little bit last week with some back spasms, but he just helped get the Bears off the field in 3 plays. And that's Delta O'Neal, who's a #1 draft pick and a cornerback and a returner.
So an automatic first down from the Broncos 37 off the play fake. Stewart inside the 30, picks up a first down at the Denver 26.
Get this field goal off.
They lost 1 on the unsuccessful challenge. This a 47-yard attempt by Edinger. And he has broken out of his slump in a big way. He had missed 3 in a row coming into the game. He is 4 for 4 today. Bears now lead by 9.
Charles Tillman, I tell you, this is week in, week out now. His ability to blanket receivers. Last week it was Torrey Holt. Watch him on Rod Smith here. Urlacher in the face. And then Tillman here. See, he gets that left hand and he digs that ball out of there. The receiver is never open until, or the play's never over until it's over. I mean, right there, Tillman was able to strip that ball out of there. No penalties for Tillman.
So for the 3rd consecutive possession, the Broncos go 3 and out. Total of 4 yards of offense on their last 3 possessions.
Well, and the coverage is outstanding of the Bears.
Punt taken at midfield by McQuarters. McQuarters spinning inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line of the Broncos. A 12-yard return following a 37-yard punt that McCaffrey dropped in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the 1st quarter. Plummer on 3rd and 5. Oh, what a catch by Sharp. And he took another hard hit.
There's been a bunch of them today. Those safeties. That was Bobby Gray that just laid the wood. When they roll the quarterback hard right on a bootleg, Rod Smith will work a post corner on the backside. This is a long throw. A throw Greasy could never make. But look at the coverage of Jerry Azuma. Most corners would never stay with the receiver that long. I mean, that's discipline, and that's the play they're getting from these 2 guys. Tillman and Azuma consistently now over the last month.
Plummer on 2nd down through the hands of McCaffrey.
Tillman, man, I tell you, he knows how to play the game. That's the way to play the game. You play it physical, you play it tough, and when you get a shot at Ed McCaffrey, you don't pass it up. And that's kind of Bears football, too. You think about the Midway, the Monsters, and who's played there, you know, and Gary Fensick in the secondary for years. Singletary, Buckers, all the whole lineage of guys. That's how they played the game.
I thought you meant the cold. When I think cold, I think Soldier Field.
Soldier Field.
3rd and 10. Plummer out of the shotgun. Rod Smith tackled down at the 22-yard line by Azuma. Gain of just 3. Broncos need 2 scores.
So you get the first one first. Yeah. Put the number 2 ring. Oh, man, that looked bad.
Bad snap. Here's Noor throwing, and it's nearly intercepted by Brock Williams. The Bears will take over on downs, and the Broncos still need 2 scores.
The snap looked fine. The hold. Like a Noor right here. Yeah, I mean, some cold hands and a hard ball, and the timing was just awful. But now you got to go rescue the play. I mean, Caldwell sees it, but there's another play by Tillman. Look at Tillman.
It's under Mike Shanahan at both Mile High and Invesco. Trailing by 9. The pitch to Anthony Thomas as the Bears will look and try to run some time off the clock.
They should use the timeout right here. Try to save as much time as you can.
2nd down and 4. Pitch to Thomas. And Anthony Thomas is close to a first down out of the 32-yard line. Chicago Bears looking to break a 12-game road losing streak.
Her favorite brother play every weekend.
You don't think Casey's her favorite brother?
Well, Casey had just signed with the arena team in Chicago. They're happy about that. Looks like they just battled for that first down.
Casey went to training camp with the big. Broncos quickly back up to the line. From the 36. Plummer to the near side. And the catch was made by Ashley Lalee. Plummer on the final play has the pass batted down by Charles Tillman, who puts the exclamation point on a strong game by the Bears defense.
That's what it was. I mean, it was the Bears defense today.
So the Bears, led by Cordell Stewart, who signed with Chicago after Jake Plummer visited Chicago but chose Denver. Big hits, Brian, all day long. So the Bears end their 12-game road losing streak. Will return to Denver in a moment.